Hello and welcome to our channel Aditi Creation. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So today we will read a story. A worthy disciple. In the ancient times, students lived in hermitage and took education from the saints and hermits. And those sages and hermits offered them knowledge in the different sciences without any discrimination and made them conversant with every subject. One such religious instructor with Maharshi Gautam. Maharshi Gautam had a great residential teaching institution with hundreds of students studying in it. Once many disciples of the Maharshi returned to their home after having finished their education. But one of his disciples, Utang, who had also finished his education, did not get permission to return to his village. Utang, also out of his devotion and love for his teacher, did not wish to express his wish to return to his home. One day, Utang was bringing wood from the forest for fuel used for offering sacrifice. He had loaded the bundle of wood on his head. While uploading it many times of the hair got caught in the bundle and came off his scalp. He realized that his hair were turning grey. This made him very sad. He began thinking, my hair had turned grey and I am still lying in the hermitage. His sadness was writ large on his face during his evening time prayer. Maharshi Gautam saw his sad face and asked, dear boy, what makes you so sad? Utang narrated and plied. Hearing this, Gautam was lost in thoughts. He said, it is because of my extreme affection for you and your devotion for me that I did not even remember to consider this point. Indeed, I have done great injustice to you. The service rendered by you to Hermitage for so long and equal to fee paid for the education imparted to you by me. Now you may go back home and lead the life of having a finish to your education. Now you may go back home and lead the life to married man. I bless you. The now period spent by you hereafter have finished your education will have no effect on your lifespan. Failing in my duty, if I didn't pay my fee, kindly allow me, said Utang with folded hand. Dear Utang, the greatest fee paid by a disciple is the satisfaction of the teacher in the service received from his disciple. I consider having received my fee. Go and take the blessings of Ahilya, my wife, said Gautam. Utang went to his teacher's wife Ahilya and asked for her permission to allow him to pay his fees. Ahilya too was satisfied with the service rendered by Utang throughout this period. So she too allowed him to return without pay any fee. But when Utang began insisting, Ahilya, dear Utang, if you are so insisted, you may bring the earrings studded by gems of Queen Madhyanti, wife of King Sudas. Utang brought before her and set off to bring the earrings. But when Maharshi Gautam heard this, he said to his wife Ahilya, dear Ahilya, why this is not correct. Dear King Sudas is no more a Brahmin. He had become a demon. You have put his life in danger by asking for the earrings of the Queen Madhyanti. If the education imparted to him is your hermitage of no worth, at this point the junctor's entry into martial life will also be no use of to him. Moving ahead, Utang reached a solitary forest. Suddenly a fighting damage come and stood before him. Seeing this Utang before him, Demon laughed loudly and said, it is my greatest fortune that my prey itself has came before me without making me any effort. Right now I am very hungry and it was the search of food. Despite seeing so fierce and demon before him, Utang did not fear. He said the demon with great courage, oh demon, I am going fear. He said to the demon with great courage, oh demon, I am going to the capital of King Sudas to arrange the fee for my teacher. I need the earrings of the Queen Madhyanti. You are not supposed to kill the Brahmin who is going to arrange his teacher's fee. The demon laughed louder. Ha ha ha. He said, I am Sudas, a Brahmin cursed me for a very minor mistake of mine, and now I am in this form. Curse for me a very minor mistake. I don't spare any Brahmin. Utang said, I cannot free for you from the curse, yes, but this much I can promise, that after paying the fee to my teacher, I shall definitely return to you. It's my good luck that the fee be paid mine is with you. Kindly help me. The demon said, under those circumstances, there isn't any that I can give you. I cannot give, even go and tell the queen to give you the earrings. Yes, I am very happy with your truthfulness, and so I spare you for this time being. Go and ask the queen for her earrings. Please also tell that you also saw King Sudas in the form of a demon, and also that I have asked her to give the earrings. Utang set off and the capital and reached there. He met the queen Madhyanti and explained his purpose. He also narrated his meeting with the cursed king of the forest, also that he had said a wrong word. Madhyanti said, O Brahmin, I cannot disobey my husband. You may happily take away my earrings, but those earrings are supernatural. If someone puts them without observing cleanliness, they can be taken away by some demigod. If someone sleeps with the earrings in the ears, is quite likely that God steal them. So you will have to be very careful while carrying them with your teacher's wife. And it fell on the ground. Now both the earrings were lying of the deerskin. Seeing this, Uttam quickly climbed down the tree, but before he could reach the ground, suddenly from nowhere a cobra, seeing brilliance in the earrings, came there, and taking the earrings in the mouth, went into the hole. Uttam felt that he had wasted all his labor, but he did not lose courage. He pulled a twig from the tree and began digging the hole of the snake. Uttam got tired of digging the hole, but all in vain. It seemed endless. But in the continuous doing it, there is a saying, God helps those who help themselves. Seeing this, the determination of Uttam, Lord Indra came in the form of Brahmin and said to him, Dear boy, this ordinary twig will not be able to take you the end of this hole. Put the point of my vajra on one end of the twig and then dig the hole. This will surely give you success. Uttam took the point of the vajra from Indra in Brahmin form and fixed it on end to the twig and began digging. Could not dig quite, full of supernatural brilliance of the earrings, and the cobra had coiled around it. But as soon as Uttam advanced to take the earrings, the cobra began hissing violently, spreading its hood. Uttam raised the twig with the point of Indra's thunderbolt on one end to it and hit the cobra. The cobra saw that it was Lord Indra himself standing behind Uttam to help him and got frightened. He left the palace quickly and went from there. Uttam picked up the earrings and again wrapped them in the deer skin. He returned the point of the thunderbolt of Indra, who had come there to the form of Brahmin. Lord Indra smiled and said, Go, dear boy, your journey may complete without any hindrance. Uttam reached the hermitage and giving the earrings to his teacher's wife, Ahilya, he offered his salutes Maharshi Gautam, and Ahilya praised him for his courage and giving their blessings permitted him to go home. Uttam said, Sir, I have to fulfill one more promise before going home, and then he gave a detailed description of King Sudas in the form of demon. Hearing this, Maharshi Gautam became worried. He said, Dear boy, why are you yourself going into the mouth of death? This time you have to survive, but now if you go before him, you are sure you will be devoured by him. Uttam said with a smile, Sir, how can I divide from the path of truth from fear of death? Gautam only said, As you wish. Uttam set off again and reached the same forest. Seeing him, a demon appeared and stood before him. Uttam said, O king of demons, having done the duty of paying the fee of my teacher, I have returned to fulfill my promise. Now you may fulfill your desire. The demon saw Utang standing before him. He found fearless and detached. Slowly the demon began chasing his form and after his hand before Utang had said, "O Brahmin, you have freed me from the curse of me for a remedy." And he said, "One day our truth Brahmin will come and without caring of his life he will offer himself to be eaten by you in order to fulfill his promise. And then it will be the moment when you will be freed from the curse. So, O Brahmin, his word has came true and now I am free from this curse." Utang blessed the king Sudas and proceeded in the direction of home. Now he had to enter martial life and settle down. Thank you. Please like and subscribe our channel. Don't forget it.